Who doesn't like a top 10 list? Hi there, I'm Julie Turner, Julieturner.ca, and I have a very special guest here with me today. You guys actually know who she is, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself. We talk about her all the time, but we don't always get to see her. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if we've seen you at all. We had you on the podcast for No BS Talk, but I'm not sure if we've actually done a video before.
I don't think so.
So, who are you, stranger to everyone?
Hello there. My name is Kelly Mallinson. I'm a wellness advocate for Doterra essential oils. I'm also an intuitive healer, Reiki master, and all these kinds of fun things. And I have I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I have four kids. Yes, I have 4 kids.
Good that you remembered them.
I have 3 new kittens, and they're crazy.
Oh my goodness, hilarious.
So I'm an
Just ignore her.
And
That's Alexa. She likes to talk.
Alexa, Google, they're always doing things. Just never know. But I'm an oil educator, so I basically teach you how to use essential oils safely and effectively.
That's awesome. So that is kind of why we're here today. I thought, you know what, for my students, because I teach a hypnotherapy course, and you're like, what do oils have to do with hypnotherapy? Everything. So in the course, I teach people how to compound. So what they do is they use different things to make the hypnosis more effective. And you can do that with music, you can do that with oils, you can do that with all kinds of things. So I figured let's do a video for my students. However, I want to share Kelly with everyone because this top 10 list is a game changer. If you've heard any of our stuff about oils before, you will know that both Brad and I are big fans of essential oils. Speaking of, before I came on here with Kelly, I had been talking to a friend of mine and I told her who I was going to see, and it's like Kelly's a celebrity. She's a celebrity. Can't speak. My friend is like, please tell her how much I love using peppermint. She uses peppermint on her stomach whenever she gets bloated. And for those women who are around my age, mid 40s and up, you'll know that there's a lot of bloating that goes on in our lives. And this is, like I said, a game changer. So without further ado, we're gonna get to the top 10, Kelly's top 10 oils, and we're gonna try not to let me go on a tangent about any of them.
Oh, that's okay. Feel free to interject, especially any good experiences you've had for sure.
Right.
So let's start with peppermint.
All right, wonderful place to start.
So peppermint essential oil is amazing. Now, when I'm going to talk about using oils 3 different ways. Okay. So
perfect.
We're going to talk about them using aromatically, topically, and internally.
Awesome.
Now, I just have to make a little disclaimer here. I do not recommend using any oils but doTERRA essential oils internally and possibly topically. So most essential oils on the bottle, it will say for aromatic use only.
Okay.
So just be mindful. So I'm going to talk about these oils and I'm going to say you can take them internally, but please be mindful to only take doTERRA essential oils internally.
Perfect.
So peppermint oil is actually extremely potent. It's 1 drop of peppermint oil is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea.
Yeah, I put it in my hot chocolate once, and it was very pepperminty, let me tell you.
I had a lady who made a jug of peppermint water for her class, and she's like, oh, Kelly, I put 5 drops in there. And I'm like, okay, well, let's try that. So we tried it. We're like, holy mother. It was so spicy. So what we did was we took shot glasses of the peppermint water and put it into our plain glass of water, and it was perfectly fine. But peppermint can actually soothe an upset tummy.
It does.
So it's really effective. Like this particular oil is so strong and so good. Upset tummy, nausea, car sickness, all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay, I hadn't thought about car sickness.
Or or if you go to the P&E or the Playland or you're riding on the roller coaster and you feel sick after you ate your mini donuts and cotton candy, a little bit of peppermint on the back of your neck is going to kind of help that sort of thing happening.
Very cool. So that's preventative. Okay, so we're going to talk about preventative quite often, but on the back of the neck, peppermint is preventative for nausea.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to know.
Also on your tummy. Also just breathing it in. Just putting a couple drops in your hand. Deep breathe. Peppermint's also really good to help wake you up.
Well, I use it, as you can see, I've actually got peppermint right here. And I get it. You gave me the tip that it can actually shift your emotions, like it'll lift you up. So I actually get my clients to utilize it. That's why it's sitting here in my office space.
Right. It's the oil. It's the oil of buoyant energy. So it actually like can help.
Love it.
You like feel happy and uplifted. Peppermint is also really good if you're wanting to not always super feel your emotions all the time. Like if your emotions are like here all the time and you kind of just want to just be jolly and happy and be a little detached from them. This is a little bit helpful.
Instead of alcohol.
Yeah. Peppermint
also
can be
helps
helpful.
you detach.
Right.
So yeah, good to know because I don't drink. So I'm going to use peppermint for all kinds of things now.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, and peppermint also for head tension.
Okay.
So that can be a thing that is helpful, a little bit around the temples, back of the neck. It's also a good driver oil. So if you put some anti-inflammatory kind of oil on your body, you put peppermint on top, it's going to drive that in a little bit further.
Okay.
Make it work a little bit better.
That's awesome. That's peppermint for us.
Second top 10 oil. Let's talk about lemon.
Okay.
We love lemon. Lemon essential oil comes from the rind. It actually helps with the pH level in your body and in your water.
Okay.
So it's alkaline. It's not acidic. Like when you get the juice from the lemon, it feels more acidic. It's harder on your teeth.
Right.
This kind of thing. The juice from the lemon is actually going to help neutralize your overall internal homeostasis.
Okay, I did not know that. I do have lemon as well. I actually put it in a water bottle and I put 10 drops of lemon and then I clean with it.
Oh, that's good. I was thinking if you put 10 drops and drank it, that might be a little much. But you could do 1 or 2 drops in your bottle of water to drink it. It actually helps break down the plastic in your body.
Okay.
So we store plastic up, so it's a really good detoxer. Lemon is great. You can cook with it. You can clean with it. If you're going to use it in your water, though, glass or stainless steel.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, because it'll just put more plastic in your body, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we've got lavender. So lavender essential oil can also be taken internally, aromatically and topically. It is a natural antihistamine.
Okay.
So
writing some of this stuff down.
Right. So it's a natural antihistamine. It's actually awesome for seasonal threats. And 2 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint in a shot glass of water is really good to help you with maybe reducing some of the over-the-counter medication you might be taking, in the spring.
Okay, so putting them together, then you can cut back on whatever name brand antihistamines are out there, which, just so you guys know, we're going to have a call to action for you later, and it's going to have something to do with that, just saying.
Yeah, so it's really helpful. So all the people I know that really struggle in the spring when all the cottonwood and everything's happening, this is a thing they use and they love it. They swear by it. I don't have allergies, so I don't use that combo, but my son does, and within minutes, actually, he's cleared up.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool, actually. So then lavender straight on a burn. If we're coming up to Thanksgiving, turkeys, this is the thing. Kelly does not know how to use her oven mitts. I like to use a tea towel to take out my turkey out of the oven. And then every time, lo and behold, I burn the roof of my hand. So on the element, on the top element.
Yes.
So I always burn myself.
I recognize that action, yes.
Yeah. So I do a couple drops of lavender and peppermint straight on a burn. It's amazing, you guys.
Really? That is awesome.
It's super good. You burn yourself in any other way, put that lavender straight on. Now, don't use other lavender because it may have carrier oil in it.
Right.
Or something called lavandin.
Okay.
And lavandin will drive the burn in further. So
what about sunburn?
Sunburn, awesome.
Does it work for sunburn?
Yep, 100%.
Good to know.
Yep.
It's been a while since I had a sunburn.
Any skin irritations, any of those things, it's really super amazing for that.
Perfect.
It's very calming. Sleep. If you can't sleep, put a couple drops on your feet. Put a drop on your pillow. Doterra lavender is very strong as well. Most of the regular brands say 5 to 15 drops in your diffuser.
Right.
No.
Not of doTERRA.
Please don't. If you put 15 drops of lavender in your diffuser, you might die. You'd be like, oh my God, this is too much. So 3 to 5 drops is always good. It's perfect.
Perfect.
But if you're doing a mix, so say you've got company coming over, I'm going to segue into the next oil.
Okay, perfect.
Say you've got company coming.
I do love a segue.
Right? So if you have company coming over this weekend, and you probably shouldn't be having company coming over, but if you were having company coming over, because we're trying to, we're still, they're saying don't
Small
even invite
groups.
over your mom.
Right.
Which I really feel that I have to invite my mom, otherwise she's sitting in her house by herself. So we're going to social distance with her inside, and I'm going to put On Guard essential oil, which is one of our blends, in the diffuser. It has many properties that help us support our immune system.
I love On Guard. Sincerely love it.
It's a really good one. I recommend everyone take 1 or 2 drops in their mouth every morning, roll it on their feet, and diffuse it during the day. So there's going to be, my mom's coming over, so we're going to diffuse the On Guard essential oil just to, in case anyone has a sneeze or anything's happening. She's 72. She's still smokes, for the love of God. And she works full time.
Okay.
So she's in the workforce, and she's been the whole entire COVID time, she's been working full time. So we don't really need the kids' sniffles that they've all got right now to have any effect on her. So we're going to diffuse On Guard in the house and it helps clean the air.
So because I actually use On Guard on a regular basis, I don't even know if I got this tip from you or from one of your girls. That sounds horrible, but it's a true fact. To actually sip on water with On Guard in it, and it makes your throat feel better. Now, I don't have a sore throat, but I often talk a lot. And if I'm somewhere that's loud, I have to push my voice. My voice doesn't do that well. So I use that, and my voice, it just feels better. So my throat just feels better. And it's not even about detoxifying or anything like that. It's just about feeling better. So,
well, the cool part about On Guard is that there's clove in it. So clove actually has a little bit of a numbing property to it.
Oh, because it does. It actually feels like it's more.
It's relaxed.
Yeah, it does.
So
I
it
like
is.
That.
So we also have like a full entire On Guard line. Like we have lozenges, we've got beadlets, we've got hand sanitizer, we've got cleaner concentrate. So you could actually make your own.
I have it in my hand soap.
Yeah, it's good. You can make your own foaming hand soap with On Guard essential oil. You can also make your own with your lemon cleaning oil spray. You could add in On Guard and tea tree, and you'd just boost the antibacterial, anti-germ sort of effect there.
Right.
So that's very helpful. So I do love the On Guard. It's been a big game changer for me in some ways that I can't really talk about compliantly on this. So So I've used it. So my kids, actually, this is my kind of gateway story with the oils. This was the one oil that kept my daughter was the only kid in kindergarten that wasn't sick the whole year. And we rolled On Guard on her feet and down her spine. So, I mean, I don't know, was it a fluke? Was it placebo? I don't think it was a placebo, but the whole class, it was like the class didn't go to preschool or kindergarten.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they all were so sick. So anyways, that's a thing. Okay, so that we've got peppermint, lemon, lavender, On Guard. Let's talk about tea tree while we're all along this. Tea tree's antibacterial. The question's going to come up. You have cats. Essential oils, are they bad for your pets? You know what? Essential oils are okay for your pets. Don't freak out. You can't. I have 3 kittens. I had a dog. You just don't want, the biggest thing is what people hear about with essential oils is that tea tree cannot be processed by a cat's liver.
Okay.
So they're missing an enzyme. So I use tea tree quite a bit. So if you put tea tree on your hands, you just want it to dry because they're a volatile aromatic compound. So they actually go into the air.
Okay.
So you just don't want the cat to come and lick it off of you. So you can still use it. I just don't diffuse it while I'm with my cats around because that's just not.
That would make sense.
But it is a good one if you don't have cats to diffuse if you've got the company coming over. Tea tree and On Guard. I know you might be like, ew, I don't want to diffuse tea tree, but it's actually quite good. It's actually the oil of healthy boundaries.
Oh, yes, it is. So I did a workshop with Kelly a while back, and there were so many emotional and energetic properties around the oils as opposed to just the basic ones, and I do love that kind of knowledge as well.
Mm-hmm. So if you're sensitive, if you're a person who's sensitive and takes on other people's stuff a lot, putting tea tree over your heart is a really good idea. So that's one of my favorite uses for tea tree. It's really helpful to help you not take on other people's stuff.
And it's also for removing psychic hooks, actually.
Yes.
Right? I remember that part. I like that because, of course, with hypnotherapy and therapy in general, I see a lot of people that have these connections to the past that they need to release. So just, again, compounding for the students out there.
Right, there you go. So tea tree is also, it's got antibacterial properties, so it's good for acne. It's good to gargle if you have a sore throat. It might help out with that. And yeah, don't only use Doterra internally.
Right.
So we test our oils 54 different times, and then we send them to a third party to make sure that they're pure and potent, so they're safe for all of these things that we're talking about.
Perfect.
Okay, next oil. So we are at, let's talk about, peppermint, lemon, oregano, okay? So oregano. So oregano oil has got a lot of antiviral properties. People use oil of oregano all the time. Doterra oregano is not oil of.
It smells so amazing. It smells like an Italian kitchen.
Yes, it is straight, hot, pure oregano oil. So when I first got these oils, I'll just share this story. You might like this one. So I was struggling with overgrowth of candida in my body, and my naturopath said, well, whenever you feel that coming on, please take 5 to 10 drops of oil of oregano in your mouth. And I'm like, okay, that's gross, but I'll do it because it's really strong.
Right.
So I get my doTERRA oil. Now, oil of oregano is diluted with olive oil.
Right.
So I get my doTERRA oregano, and I didn't go to a class, and I didn't learn anything. I just bought the oils because my friend told me to. So I take my ongar or oregano oil, and I took 5 drops of it, and it's hot. My lips were all burnt, and so be mindful of using it. You should use a carrier or put it in a veggie cap or roll it on your feet. You can take it internally, but it is really strong. So just be mindful. Just need to point that out. But I was like, oh my God. And I didn't know, okay, and the other thing is if you're using essential oils and you get them somewhere you don't want, you don't go get water. It's not going to make it any better. You need to get some carrier oil and deal with it with that. It makes it go away right away, actually.
And you know, any type of spicy things, water never works. I don't know why people do that. Like, without question, you should get an oil or a carb to get rid of that when it's internal. I'm not sure if rubbing rice on your whatever you get your oil on would work, but
no, maybe not. No.
Carrier oil.
Right, yeah. No, olive oil would work, fractionated coconut oil, almond oil, whatever is your fancy. So oregano is great for that. It's good for like warts on your feet, like it's helpful for that. Skin tags, it's been good for that. I have one over here and I'm working on it. I have this oregano roller. I smell like oregano all the time and I'm just getting rid of it. It's slowly but surely
coming off. Is that why I
off.
want spaghetti all of a sudden? Okay.
Right? So oregano's, you can cook with it. However, make sure you can, like if you've got a big pot of chili or spaghetti sauce, 1 drop is good. But if you're doing a smaller portion, like making like a Greek salad dressing, you just want to dip the toothpick in and then put that in. So
perfect.
You can cook with it. Okay, oregano, and now we're gonna go to easy air. So there's a lot of people out there that like struggle with their respiratory system. And I was actually just at my sister's house and my brother-in-law was like wheezing all over the place. I'm like, you know, your sister has an oil, your wife has an oil for that. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, here you go. So he puts it on, he's deep breathing his easy air and doing all those things. And I'm like, buddy, he's like, it's so much better. So it's really, it opens up your airway. So before you go for a run or you go work out, deep breathe some easy air, rub it on your chest. It opens up your airways and it's really good. It's not going to trigger an asthma attack. It's probably going to help it because it opens up your airways.
I do have easy air.
That's it's awesome. It's a great one to clean the air. Like when it was smoky here, it would have been awesome to diffuse. That's
right.
Because it clears the air. It's stuffy
awesome.
noses. It's good to help open it all up. Instead of using
Tips
Vicks,
all over the place.
Like let's just not use Vicks because it's not good for you. It's a petroleum product, and Procter and Gamble can yell at me if they want to. It's okay. Not worried about them. So, anyways, so that's a good one. And then we've got loud noises at night. If you might have a husband who makes them. This is a really good oil to put in your diffuser.
Loud noises at night.
I know, we could be going anywhere with that.
I was like, what?
What's happening? So you gotta hit them, roll over. Just put some easy air in the diffuser.
Oh, that's awesome. That is really awesome, actually, because I know a lot of people that's a major bone of contention in their relationships.
Thyme on the big toe is also good for that.
Okay.
So just saying, we've got some options.
Perfect.
The thing with essential oils, it's like drugs and medication. What works for one person may not work for another. So there's lots of different options you can try.
Right.
And
These are options to drugs and medication, often.
Right, 100%.
Yes.
So we also have our deep blue oil, you guys. Deep blue oil is so amazing. It's good for bruising. It's good for arthritis. It's good for muscle aches and pains. So giving that one a go. My favorite thing to do with the deep blue oil is a cup of Epsom salts, 5 to 10 drops in the Epsom salts, put it in the bath. Oh, like it's an awesome muscle soak.
Right.
It's really good for that.
That's good to know, because I've been forcing myself to actually have baths lately for the Epsom salts, but might as well, if I'm going to torture myself, have a bath, I will.
You hate baths?
I do. I don't like sitting still that long.
Oh, yeah.
By the time the bathtub's full, I'm like, can we do something else now?
Right. Put a couple drops of Serenity in there. You'll be like, I'm not getting out. And then I'm going to go to sleep now. So,
in the bathtub.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Perfect.
So deep blue is good for that. We also have a deep blue lotion, which is helpful. We want to kind of avoid using those like Voltaren. We have to remember our skin's our largest organ in our body. So whatever we're putting on our skin is being processed by our internal organs.
Right.
So just...
I don't know that people realize that enough.
No.
That's so important.
Like perfumed lotions and all that stuff, the scent, fragrance and synthetic fragrance messes with our endocrine system and
for sure
causes like, thyroid issues, adrenal problems, pancreas problems, all kinds of stuff. So we really want to work on getting all that kind of stuff out of your homes.
Right, and direct connection there. If you love the smell of any of these essential oils, again, Kelly mentioned that it should be doTERRA, or make sure that you can put it topically. I wear the essential oils instead of perfume now. I used to always wear perfume, and for some reason, many perfumes went weird on me anyway, so I liked them, and then I didn't like them on me. But I've been wearing bergamot a lot lately.
Okay.
I got into wearing fennel because I liked what it meant. So, but I'm much more on the citrusy, the bergamot side right now.
Well, be mindful if you're in the sun with bergamot.
Yes,
it's very photosensitive, that one. Okay, now we're going to move along to
number 9.
We're at number 9.
We got 2 left.
Peppermint. Okay, peppermint, lemon, lavender, tea tree, oregano, On Guard, Easy Air, Deep Blue. Oh, Zengest, you guys.
Oh, yes.
Or if you're in the US, DigestZen. So DigestZen is the game changer for people with digestive problems.
I want to stop you just for 1 second, because what you said a few minutes ago about not everything works the same on everybody. That girlfriend of mine, she uses peppermint like Zengest, and she has Zengest as well, but she finds that peppermint works better. And I'm like, really? Because I find that Zengest works better. So that makes sense, right? For me, the Zengest is the for indigestion, for bloating, is the better of the two. But I love peppermint. I put it on me when I work out. But anyway, continue.
Right. No, so that's the
that.
true story.
Yeah.
That, like, it's what works for one person doesn't always work for the other person.
Right.
So with the Zengest oil, you know what? You want to hear a hack with this oil. If you have sinus issues, like stuffed up, congested, try some Zengest over top of your sinuses and feel them drain.
Interesting.
It's actually a magical miracle when that happens. So that's a good idea. That one's also good colicky, like this kind of thing. Just rub a little bit on, dilute it on babies, on their tummy. That's always a helpful thing. We're talking Zengest is the Pepto-Bismol of essential oils.
Okay.
So it works on multiple of things. You can take it internally or you can apply it topically. I wouldn't diffuse it, nor would I diffuse Deep Blue, but it's all up to you.
I do like the smell of Zengest. Sometimes I put it on my stomach, even like not from preventative, just because I want to smell like it. Because it's also got the peppermint and the fennel and who knows what else. You probably do. I don't. But just the combination is like, I don't know, I really like it.
Right. There's many things in there we should look up the emotions around this, because you probably embody that a little bit.
Right.
So
possibly.
I'll take a look at it I have it on my phone. I can look at it later.
Awesome.
So,
we'll
that's
report
cool.
back later. And what is number 10? What is the last one we're going to talk about?
The king of oils. frankincense.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
Yes, it better be the king.
frankincense, comes from a tree in Somalia. So it comes from that part of the country.
Right.
I think it was given to Jesus when he was born.
Yes, it was.
One of those
frankincense,
things.
myrrh, and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, and gold? Was it?
Maybe.
So anyways, so frankincense has been oil that's been very healing throughout the ages. People have used that as like way back. So when we look at all the pharmaceuticals that we use now, they came from plants originally.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
So frankincense has many properties. It helps with your mood. It can help. It has some anti-aging properties.
Okay.
So we can take frankincense internally. I recommend
putting that in my bathtub from now on as well.
I recommend a drop of frankincense and a drop of copaiba, which that's another oil, but in your mouth every morning. Actually, it helps with. I don't know how to be super compliant about this oil. So it helps. It's supposed to reduce inflammation in your body. It helps with. Something called there's been studies that show that it's been helpful with cellular apoptosis, the death of unhealthy cells and the growth of healthy cells. Okay. There's been some scientific.
Thank you for clarifying that, because I'm like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, some science. I know, right? Some scientific research has been made around that. I put a drop in my moisturizer every day. I had tennis elbow, and I was like, I tried all these pain relieving oils, and nothing worked. But what I did work was the frankincense. So that was really cool. And then I have this friend who she's been rolling frankincense all over her face. She has a roller.
Anti-aging.
And no, but I've watched the fine lines go. She had quite a few of them, and she's been using it since April. And her skin looks awesome. So frankincense has multiple, if you don't know what oil to use frankincense. It will help you in whatever way you're looking for it to help you. All the things that it really does, I can't really say it without
crossing
getting in
some
trouble.
sort of line in doTERRA world.
Well, yes, that's a true thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now, Kelly, she doesn't have a piece of paper written out. She doesn't have anything in front of her. So as you can tell, she has a wealth of knowledge on the oils. These are just her top 10 favorites, but there are so many others. So if you would like to connect with Kelly and maybe get some alternatives to whatever you're using in your household, we didn't even go into what you can use for alternatives in specific situations like laundry, dishwasher, window cleaner, all that kind of stuff. You have to reach out to Kelly to find out if you want to make your household a little bit more environmental friendly and healthier for you, because this is all about health. Preventative health, and then of course there's things that can help you once you do have an issue. So kellymallinson.com is the website. I'll put it underneath this video. You can also reach out to me, as she has a form that we can fill out and send to her, and then she can help you right away. So what are we gonna, our call to action, what are we gonna challenge the audience to do?
What do you think?
I think we should get them to swap out one thing that they currently have in their world for an oil. Now, we talked about how to cook with it. We talked about how to help you with indigestion. We talked about, what else did we talk about? Cleaning. We talked about
immune system.
Yes, supporting the immune system. All these things that you're probably wanting to do, you can swap out an oil and make it, again, healthier for you. So that's our challenge. And we would love, comment what you're going to do or what you maybe already do. That's fun as well. And then other people can leap off of that, and maybe they'll do multiple things instead.
Right, that's a really good idea. It's really interesting when you swap out synthetic fragrances for essential oils. You'll really start to feel the difference.
Right.
The thing with other, so what happens is that people will say, I hate essential oils. I don't like the smell of them. They don't work for me, blah, blah, blah. Because 90% of the essential oils on the market are adulterated. And that's why they're not effective.
Right.
So in order for it to say 100% pure essential oil in the bottle, it only has to be 10%.
Wow.
Which is kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
So reach out to Kelly from doTERRA, kellymallinson.com. Do you want to spell your website, because your last name is not like
no,
not
people
like
always
Turner,
miss
like
that.
mine.
They always miss the N. So it's KELLYMALLINSON.com.
and I will again put it underneath the video. Thank you so much, Kelly, for
welcome so
being here.
much.
And I always learn something every time that I sit with you, so I'm super grateful, and you guys will too. So please reach out and ask Kelly some questions. She's always happy to answer questions. I'm speaking for her now.
100%. It's all good.
Perfect.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Julieturner.ca if you want to reach out that way, or just comment under the video. Have a great day.